Hey, what's up guys? It's Toxic here, and today I'm actually going to be back with Unpopular Opinion 6. I don't know why I said it like that, but whatever. Let's get straight into it with High Life saying reposting is acceptable. I understand the need to repost stuff. I mean, sometimes YouTube just takes your stuff down, or sometimes you need to update it with more information, but then it's not really reposting as much as it is just adding something to the beginning or end. But I don't know. I just feel like reposting is acceptable, and I know you're, mocking me for reposting this. But yeah, whatever. Next up, Lewis, or Luis. I don't know. I think it's Lewis. The fact you can only have 200 friends. I 100% agree. I think you should be able to have more than 200 friends. You shouldn't limit people at 200, cause you guys are my friends in a way. And I would add everyone I could if there wasn't a friends limit, and that's a 100% fact. Because following does nothing, which is why I refuse to follow people. I don't know if you guys know. But yeah, I would much rather add someone than follow them. Next up from Kavan II. Unpopular opinion: the number filter isn't that bad because it blocks passwords, addresses, people's ages, phone numbers, IP addresses, school grades, and all that. At the end of the day, it makes things actually kind of safe. I kind of disagree. I'm going to give it a kind of disagree. Kinda, because for some things that you mentioned, like school grades, that's not important at all. I don't see the harm in sharing your school grades. Like, hey guys, I got a 95 on my test today. Like, I don't see the harm in doing in that. But for the rest of the things you named, like passwords, ages, phone numbers, IP addresses, and all of that, I feel like I don't know. In my opinion, I think that if you're over 13, you should not have the number filter. But messages sent from people under 13 obviously still have the number filter, and vice versa. Like, people can't give you their phone number and you can't give them yours if you're under 13. But I feel like if you're over 13, you know the problem with sharing your password, address, your age, your phone number. Well, for age, I mean, if you're over like 15, I guess you can kind of say it and it wouldn't be an issue. But like, if you say, oh, I'm 13, guys, I don't know. I feel like that would kind of be something that you should watch out for. But like, I don't know. The number filter, in my opinion, is really annoying since I'm almost 17 and I'm still being treated like a 2-year-old. They don't trust me enough to talk about my KD in Phantom Forces or my best kill game in Phantom Forces or anything like that. And they just assume, oh my god, this guy's talking about how old he is. I'm gonna block that. I don't know. It just makes me feel like a child. Whatever. But I guess I can kind of agree and kind of disagree with that. Next one from Savage Noob. The default clothing update was kind of necessary and decent. Now, before I get to that, I'm going to take a sip of my water. I bet some of you guys were thinking I'm going to put a product placement, but I'm just going to take a sip of water. Brought to you guys by water. Anyway, for real though, I think that the default clothing update was really dumb and not necessary at all. It was meant as a knee-jerk reaction to the fact that Roblox was getting called out for exploiters who were doing not so appropriate stuff with naked Roblox characters. But I think that exploiters could probably remove the clothes off of their character if they really wanted to without, a default clothing update. And honestly, there are many ways to bypass it, like just to wear a deleted shirt or pants and it's gone. Another thing that I want to bring up is the fact that, I mean, let's be 100% honest here. It's just like, okay, if you wear pants, your shirt's gone. But if you wear a shirt, your pants are gone. Now, someone replied to my video a while ago when I asked that question. They said that it's because girls wear dresses and it removes it. But I feel like if one's going to do something, it got to be vice versa. Because, I don't know. There are a lot of things that are like just t-shirts or just shirts where the default clothing doesn't get removed. So if I didn't have it, like for Who's Toxic, I had to go out of my way to find deleted clothing to buy. And of course, someone's calling my house when I'm making a video. So there's always that. Alright, so I'm back because they hung up before I could even get to the phone. But I honestly lost my entire train of thought now. So thank you, whoever called. I hope you were. I hope that phone call was very important. For real though, it was kind of dumb though, in my opinion, because of all I mentioned or whatever. But yeah, I just feel like the default clothing update, it should at least work vice versa. I think that's what I was up to, but yeah, it should just at least be working in reverse if you're going to do that. Next up, some popular games are boring from Encrypted Virus. This isn't so much an unpopular opinion as it is kind of a fact. Most people agree, and it is generally a fact. I mean, Weightlifting Simulator 3, it's not the most innovative thing ever where it's unique gameplay or anything. It's literally the exact same as Weightlifting Simulator 1 and 2. It just, probably has different ways. I've never played it, but you get the point. Another example would be Jailbreak, in my opinion, is kind of boring. You just break out of jail, and they don't really give you much to do after that. Aside from rob a bank every 5 minutes, which in itself got boring really fast. And, switching up to a cop only was fun until, you have everyone in jail and they all give up, or, everybody's out and you gotta go find them. And that takes a year and a half just to find one person who ends up running away with their nitro boost or whatever that they bought. So, yeah, I could definitely see what you're saying, and I'm gonna have to agree with that. Some popular games are pretty boring. Next up, from Gordon Ramsay, iSoToxic must stop complaining about Roblox. Okay. You know what? I agree. Down with iSoToxic. Everybody, post that in the comments. Hashtag down with iSoToxic. For real though, I don't know. I try not to complain as much as I do, share my opinion. And, generally just try to be, kind of interesting in my content. Like, I don't try to do what everybody else does, like milk the anthro thing for views, which is why I only made a handful of videos. Well, I think I made more than a handful, but that's whatever. But I don't really milk trends as much as, probably a lot of other people. And I'm not trying to say that in a way that makes me like flex or anything or make myself feel better over everyone else. It's just kind of like, I don't know. I feel like I complain less than some of the other people who make videos like me. I could be wrong, but I think that, I don't really complain about the exact same thing over and over and over again. I probably do, but whatever. But it's like, I don't know, I feel like I try to balance it about as much as everyone else, if not more. But I don't know, I'm not saying I'm better than anyone else. I think I'm worse, honestly. Now, eDizzard and OG had differing opinions, so I'm covering them both right now. eDizzard said Robux is cheap, and OG said Robux is expensive. Now, Robux is honestly, it's kind of expensive when you think about it. I mean, if you go to the upgrade now, you go to buy Robux, $35,000 for $200. $200 for something that won't even get you, in the top, I want to say, top like couple thousand people in terms of value. And that's not to say like, oh yeah, you should make Robux cheaper. But I feel like the pricing it's at right now kind of doesn't give you what it used to. Like 35K a while ago would have gotten you a lot, but now it's kind of like, hey, you could get like 35 things from the catalog, as opposed to early on it was like, hey, you could pretty much own everything in this freaking website. But yeah, I feel like Robux, the pricing is kind of dated. I'm not saying they should go make 35K $100 instead of 200, because obviously it's a business thing, they need to make money, but I feel like the placement it's at right now kind of isn't fair, and it is kind of expensive. I'm not saying fair as in, it's not fair. I'm saying it fair as in a fair pricing, it's not really good. Now, OG added another thing to his comment saying simulators are most of Roblox games. I made a video on this. I'm pretty sure simulators and tycoons were tied for, like, being the most, popular thing. I think simulators or tycoons, I forgot which, but one had 100 and one had like 85. Something in that range in the top 800 games. So, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Now, the last one that I want to talk about is from Winstripe. Jailbreak is a terrible game. Developing-wise, it's not horrible at all. It's actually pretty good. It's well developed and well scripted. But in terms of gameplay-wise, I think Jailbreak is kind of not the most original game out there ever. But I don't know. I feel like there is a reason it's popular. I think how well developed it is kind of why it's popular. But that's all the time we have, because I'm trying to make this video under 10 minutes. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. And under 10 minutes of video hype. Goodbye.